Well, I stopped day trading in 2022 because it was too hard on the ticker. No, 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 not the stock ticker, my ticker. So my foray into trading yesterday ended up with exactly three lessons. Number one, day trading is not something you do once. You're either a trader or you're not. In other words, you're going to have your days when you take your losses, so you have to be have in there often if you want to make some gains on other days to make up for those losses. So that was number one. You don't do it once. Number two, day trading is nerve-wracking, and you need to be ready for that part of it. I actually usually sleep straight through the night. Last night I woke up two times before the normal 5:30-ish time that I get up. And then when I finally did get up, I then had to wait in that nerve-wracking state for the number to come out at 6 o'clock California time. You get the point. All right. And number three, I learned that a covered call would have been a smarter play given my expectations and wouldn't have been like day trading at all. It would have just given me a paycheck. So Tesla is up nicely this morning as it hit the Wall Street consensus almost on the nose. But the community got it very, very wrong by numbers that are just unbelievably not good. All kinds of folks that I respect were so far off the mark, it's absolutely ridiculous. And of course, I'm sad that they got it so wrong, especially because I relied on those numbers to do my day trade. Markets are up pretty calm. I mean, they're mostly up and but pretty calm after what some people are calling a face plant in the ADP report with a massive $33,000 job losses compared to expected 100,000 job gains. The losses were all in services, and I'll talk more about that later. But the markets are kind of flattish this morning, up a little. Dow's down, the Nasdaq and S&P are up, and the bonds are the yields are up this morning on that jobs report. Anyway, like I say, we'll talk about more about that later. Anyway, the good news would be that we could be looking at an earlier Fed cut, but the bad news would be, whoops, the economy might be worse than anyone thought. The jolt numbers yesterday seemed to provide hope and expectation that jobs are doing okay, but then we got this number, and then tomorrow we'll get the final number and the one that people paid the most attention to in terms of how they're seeing the economy. So stay tuned for that for tomorrow morning. Now, this was a shocker. Don't know what it means yet, but it's certainly a big deal, I think. Elon Musk posted this morning. Maybe there should be a solar gigafactory in America. I certainly agree with it. If Tesla can make solar panels, probably better, probably cheaper. I mean, both, right? They're going to have technology. They will put technology into those solar panels that nobody else will have. They've been working on solar panels for a long time now. I'm sure they know some things that others don't. They could probably make them less expensively in the United States than others are making them. They would know where the markets are, and it would certainly fit in with everything else that they're doing. So Elon, will you give us more on this at the earnings call? Will you give us more even before the earnings call? This is pretty exciting stuff. Anyway, we'll see what's going to happen on that one. Sawyer Merritt says this morning with regard to the numbers. So we'll start here. Breaking. Tesla delivers 384,122 vehicles in Q2. And Wall Street was expecting 385,000, so that's a pretty dang good Wall Street guess, okay? And total Q2 productions at 410,000. Tesla also announced that they deployed 9.6 gigawatts of energy storage in the quarter. That, to me, was a very disappointing number. That would suggest, bookkeeping, very soft quarter. So we might be looking for a very strong quarter coming up in Q3. But it would also suggest maybe that we didn't get much recognized units out of Shanghai yet. So we know that there were shipments, but maybe they just weren't hardly any being recognized yet. And otherwise, so sorry. In an otherwise negative I know, no surprise, article from Business Insider, there was this one paragraph that I thought was worth pulling out. May data from Cox Automotive suggests that the U.S. EV industry is also facing challenges. New EV sales are down 10.7 year over year, despite a 4.2% uptick from the month prior. This is according to the data. Despite the industry-wide headwinds, the report estimated that Tesla remained the market leader in May. Yeah, Tesla actually remains the market leader in almost every market. Even Elon Musk said this morning that Europe, is our weakest market, and yet in most of the European countries, the Teslas are still number one. Sawyer Merritt also this morning reports. So a lot of reports around the edges of the Tesla business today. We got the one on maybe solar. Now, how about this one? Our lithium refinery is estimated to use around 375,000 gallons of water every single day, whereas incumbent technology is estimated would be using 690,000 gallons to do the same amount of work. This calculation is based on steady state production. Additionally, Tesla's lithium refinery produces a minimal hazardous solid waste and instead produces a byproduct usable to the construction industry. To understand the relative impact of extracting water from the ecosystem in Texas, we compared water use against other common resource industries in Texas. The review showed that Tesla's lithium refinery only uses 4% of the water that is used by other common natural resource industries in Texas. Once again, Tesla leading the way in terms of their use of resources, their capabilities, and of course the ability to sell those the byproducts of the refining makes the product way less expensive, if you will, in terms of the use case for Tesla. So maybe their cost per unit is about the same or less than it is to buy it out of China. That's what we've heard, but maybe the sale of the byproduct makes it even less expensive. So anyway, I would love to have Tesla maybe give us some details on that. Not likely to happen, but it'd be nice if they did at some point. And so since Sawyer Merritt has been getting all of the work this morning, he gets this one too. Ford has released an updated 1.5 version of its Blue Cruise hands-free driving system. The updated system can now make automatic lane changes to pass slower vehicles. Well, that's pretty fun piece of information. Now, listen to this. Connecting the dots. He doesn't do a lot of videos, but what he does, he's done a lot of research. Fantastic video yesterday. If you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. He was making a comparison between Waymo, Uber, and Tesla. Very detailed, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a report on that tonight at the 7:45 hour. I'm going to take that whole video, maybe not, maybe even just portions of it. It may take 2 or 3 videos to do it justice. This is a very important work that he's done here. What I will tell you, though, is that he pointed out that Waymo has about 3,000 employees that are currently doing the work on this losing money business. They only have 1,500 vehicles and they got 3,000 employees. So that's just one of the things that he saw. You can't make money at that number. And so I'll be digging in tonight with some other, I think, very exciting concepts that he came up with. You can go look at it yourself. You may want to, after you look at it yourself, you still may want to look at my analysis of his analysis, because I also think he made a couple of pretty big errors. Benzinga put out a story today where a Bank of America produced what is supposed to be a comprehensive analysis of the AV business, the autonomous vehicle business, pointing out that it goes, it's going to go far beyond autos. I've been saying this for a long time. It's not going to just be automobiles and semi-trucks. It's going to be every aspect of transportation, construction vehicles, airplanes, tractors. I mean, it just goes on and on. Anything that moves. The white paper even includes a list of companies that might benefit from AV, a pretty long list. The Benzinga article concludes with this line. Surprisingly, one name was notably absent from Bank of America's list of autonomous vehicle investment picks. That was Tesla. They have a list of the investment possibilities on AV cars, and Tesla's not in the list. That is stupid. And, some people yesterday were saying that because of my mistake yesterday in the market, that they have less confidence in my channels and my writings on X. And here's Bank of America writing an article on the future of AV, and they don't include Bank of America. They don't include Tesla. Okay, well, this is Randy Kirk. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit notify. We'll have Brian Wang on today. Jeff Lutz will be coming back to the channel, but only here and there. He won't be able to, at this point at least, not be able to be a regular Wednesday night guest. Brian Wang will probably be taking that slot. And then I've got the program I just mentioned that I'll do at about 7:45. Yeah, even with my miss yesterday, you can go ahead and sign up for Patreon or sign up here to be a member of my YouTube channel. Though layoffs continue to be rare, a hesitancy to hire and a reluctance to replace departing workers led to job losses last month, said Dr. Nella Richardson, the chief economist at ADP. Still, the slowdown in hiring has yet to disrupt pay growth. So $100,000 was 100,000 jobs was the expected number this month, but private employers shed 33,000 jobs in June. Job losses in professional and business services, education and health services led the decline. Leisure and hospitality and manufacturing all showed good gains. Year over year, and by the way, biggest businesses did the best. They had some gains, whereas very small businesses had most of the losses. Year over year pay, and I think that's because it was services, okay? Year over year pay growth for job stayers was little changed at about 4.4% compared to 4.5% in May. And again, that would be a number that would be a little higher than the Fed would like to see it. Pay growth for job changers was up 6.8%. So time to change your job, at least if you're pretty sure there's going to be one. And then down slightly from 7% last month. The May total number of jobs added was revised up from down from 37,000 to 29,000. So you not only had 33,000 jobs losses, you had another 8,000 added to last month in terms of losses. This is from the Wall Street Journal. I'm not happy, quote, "I'm not happy with what the Senate did to our product, but we understand this is the process." This will be Majority Leader Johnson told reporters Tuesday. "It goes back and forth, and we'll be working to get all the members to say yes." The big, beautiful bill passed, and I think it's going to do very well in the House. We'll see how that works out, but it looks like we're ahead of schedule. This was what Trump said on Air Force One on Tuesday. When asked whether he expects to have to twist arms to get it through the House, Trump replied, "We thought the Senate was going to be tougher than the House. We got there, and we got pretty much what we wanted." There are likely going to be hours of closed-door negotiations ahead. Fiscal hawks argue that the bill irresponsibly expands the national debt, and the Senate bill breaches the red lines that they laid out months ago and reiterated in June. This will be the House. Centrists warn that they could risk losing their seats if they agree to some of the Senate's more drastic changes. So that's how this is supposed to work. A little give and take, and we get to a middle product. I am satisfied. I would have liked to see more cuts. I'm satisfied with the numbers. As I mentioned last night in my discussion, we can call it a discussion. We could call it a knockdown drag out last night with Nicholas Gibbs. I thought they could have paired the military and paired the border numbers, even if they'd taken 10 billion off of each. Just something to give a little bit to the Senate, the House of Representatives on those. Trueflation is back down to 2.03. That's good news. Trump was down a tick at 50% approval. That's not good news. And then the VIX is solid this morning at 17%. All right, let's look at the rest of the numbers. And we'll start with Tesla is at $13.23 up. That would be up a full 4.4% on the good news. And the NASDAQ is up 0.78. The Dow Jones, which was down more, is and headed toward the green, is down 0.11%, and the S&P is up 0.24%. So overall, and everything is actually up and to the right. So everything is trending up and to the right after that news from ADP. Magnificent Seven is all up except for Amazon down a tiny bit, and the Magnificent Kathy Woodstocks are also all up except for TDOC, which is getting close, heading toward the green, and everything again going up nicely this morning. I wonder if there was some news that I don't know about yet that would be causing everything to be going up right now. All right, let's go ahead and we'll go to the bonds, which wouldn't be. Trump announces a U.S. trade deal with Vietnam, which is one of the top 10 trade partners now. It's very weird, don't you think? Okay, so maybe that's why things are moving up and to the right now. All right, let's go ahead to the bond news. And the bonds are up. Are you ready? Up 4.4 basis points to 4.293, which makes 0 cents. I can't figure it out. We've got oil up 0.26 at 65.71. That's fine. Natural gas up 2.23%, $3.49. Right in the middle of its range of about $3 to $4. Big old range, but that's so right smack in the middle. Gold is sitting at 33.48, call it 33.49 right now, down 90 cents. No real movement there. Silver up about 52.52%, at 36.58. And copper, wow, I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot to see if this is an all-time high. I think it is $5.13, up another 1.66%. We have got the dollar mixed, as it commonly is, and according to the headline, is now right around a 3.5-year low. We have got the Bitcoin up 2,531. Okay. We've got sitting at 108,104. All right. So as mentioned, Brian Wong at 5 o'clock, call it 5:15 California time. Just me, myself, and I doing a report on the connecting the dots analysis. I did invite him to come on the show, but I guess not. And so connecting the dots, that'll be it'll be an amazing show. And then let's go ahead and we'll look one more time at let's see. And last night, if you didn't watch that show with me and Nicholas Gibbs, you do want to go back and check that out. That was a lot of fun. We did go, we did a lot of this for about half an hour over the big, beautiful bill and conservative thinking about fiscal policy, etc. And back here we go to Tesla, which is now at $3.15.54 and continuing rightward and upward. All right, that's all I got for you right now. Yes, the crow has been eaten. I'll take my lumps, I'll take my lesson and move on from here. It's been great talking to you.